I'd say things are getting pretty out of hand pretty quick. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining me here at Be Crypto Savvy. In this video, we are going to be jumping into what's going on in the crypto space as well as the banking sector. Remember, nothing you see here is financial advice. These are just my thoughts and opinions on what is happening in our crypto space. Remember, if you get anything from this video, the best way to support the channel is tossing the video a like and comment. And if you haven't already subscribed, why not do so? Might as well stay up to date with everything crypto. All right, let's go ahead and jump on into this. Okay, first things first. USDC stablecoin depegs. Crypto market goes haywire after Silicon Valley Bank collapse. USDC's normally stable price sank to 86.9 cents, which we'll cover in a second. It actually went down to 82 cents from $1, while Ethereum gas fees soared hours after the crypto tide bank failed. Go ahead and jump into some of these articles if you want to kind of catch up into that. I don't want to spend too much time on these. I do want to jump over to CoinMarketCap real quick though. As far as they're showing, the current price is 0.9687, still under the dollar. Keep in mind, this is a top 10 ranked coin. There are 3 stable coins. Well, there used to be 3. I'm pretty sure BNB has, or the BUSD has probably fallen out. Let's actually take a look here real quick. USB is fallen all the way to 10th. So it is currently still in the top 10. So as far as depegging, this is USDC on the daily time frame. You can see that it has depegged before slightly. These aren't near as bad. You can see down here we dropped all the way down to about 82 cents down here before it did come back up. I do believe I read somewhere that Voyager ended up selling tons of USDC somewhere down here for just buckets of dollars of losses. Those guys can't get out of their own way. I don't get it. This came all the way back up. We're sitting at 99.996 cents right now. I can't wait to get my money and funds out of that stupid place. Anyways, let's keep going. So that's USDC. I do not believe the USDC situation is as dire of a situation as everybody's making it out to be. I do believe that this is more of one of those retail traders more or less panicking, which I get. I've been there before. Now, the reason I don't believe this is a huge issue is Circle, who is the company that owns USDC, has 3 billion of the total $40 billion that are used for the 1-to-1 ratio of USDC to US dollars. 3 billion of the 40 billion is tied up in the SVB bank, which has imploded, which we're going to get into in a second. So that's roughly 8% of the total dollars that are supposed to be backing. So yes, it is kind of a big issue. However, there is still 92% of the total funds backing USDC there. And we haven't even found out if the 3 billion that's tied up in SVB is just completely gone, or if there's going to be some way to get that back. So, 3 billion isn't a huge hit considering how big the crypto market is. I definitely feel like over $3 billion, there's a way to come to a resolution or to figure that problem out. So personally, in my eyes, I don't see this as the big panic a lot of people are making it out to be. Yes, it is a big deal, but it isn't the end all be all of the crypto market. So Silvergate was the bank that closed about a week and a half ago. They ended up doing, they saw bankruptcy coming. So what they ended up doing was a voluntary closing of their doors and started liquidating their assets. So this is what really initiated our first dump. If you remember when we started to see the price fall of Bitcoin, it was only several days after, less than somewhere, 3-4 days after that started, that this news was released. Typically, the big players in the game have privy to this kind of knowledge, and you start seeing those kind of pumps or dumps when prior to this kind of news being released. Jumping over to SVB, Silicon Valley Bank. This is the most recent one that's shutting down. This is a complete failure. SVB is the largest bank failure since 2008. Silicon Valley Bank lost a ton of money in the bonds market after. Let me back up. Silicon Valley Bank initially had a huge loss, so their remedy for that situation was to sell a lot of their bonds. Unfortunately, the sale of those bonds was at a devastating loss, over $1 billion, and uh, unfortunately, that's the only way for them to cover their previous losses was to take a hit on those bonds by selling those at a loss. And they put a lot of the customer deposits over the past, couple of years into the bonds towards the top of the bond market. And that's where, they really got into a bad position. There is essentially now a bank run on withdrawing money, so they were forced to sell more bonds at billions of dollars, even more billions of dollars of losses. So over the past week, give or take, Silicon Valley Bank has just completely imploded, really over the past couple of days. Now, you keep all this in mind when you're going back to the USD situation with SVB holding the $3 billion of CBDC funds. That's the USDC funds are held within this bank. So that's the issue there. Now that's where I was talking about, where I don't really see 3 billion out of a little over 40 billion total as a huge hit to where it's going to be, be devastating to the USDC. I do think that USDC will continue. Like I said before, I do just think this is more, retail uh, traders more or less just panicking, which I get. I mean, this is hard-earned money. You don't want to lose that because of a USDC depegging. I mean, that'd be silly. There was news that came out about Elon Musk. Uh, Sorry about that. Oh, let me jump back in here. Sorry about that. So Elon Musk said that he's open to the idea of buying Silicon Valley Bank. Now, this would be I don't honestly think this would end up happening. Who knows? You know, I was I wasn't really sure about the whole Twitter purchase, but hey, I mean that ended up happening. So who knows? It would be interesting to see how this would happen. I have seen, some different ideas as far as Twitter actually purchasing this and being able to incorporate uh, cryptocurrencies within Twitter, and then also having the bank connection as far as uh, having those funds moved around and deposited and cashed out and all that inner workings of what that would entail. So that definitely was something that caught my eye. So I just wanted to definitely throw that in there as well. Who knows how likely it is? That's something that we're going to have to wait and see. But the SVB bank in particular crashing is definitely a situation that we need to keep an eye on. What we'll do is we're going to jump over into the charts here a second. Looking at the Bitcoin chart here on the weekly, we can see that the structure we are residing in is this ABC corrective pattern. If we go ahead and jump down to our daily chart, we can see we are in the final C leg. Now, I've been saying since the beginning that I do believe that we will see a new all-time low, at least at the bare minimum, retest our low that we've set so far, which is this line right here. This is right. I got right there. So this, oh, there's too many red lines on here. Let's go ahead and we're going to go like this so we can see it a little bit better. Let's go ahead and make that a solid line. So this blue line here is our local bear market bottom. I do believe that we shall at least test this, if not set a new bear market low. Now, with Elliott wave theory, I do want to see how this plays out over the next couple days before I jump in and decide where I feel like this thing's going as far as a video is concerned. For the moment right now, I do believe that we're going to end up in this box area. So from somewhere around $18,400 to $19,100, somewhere in this box, and then we might get a little bit of a relief rally, ultimately coming back down. Overall, I do still believe our final destination will be around 17,377 down to 10,830. I believe our final push will be somewhere in this region, and I do in fact believe this downward trajectory that we are currently playing out will be our final leg down before we start moving in a bullish direction. So I am definitely eagerly anticipating the arrival of the bull market. However, I'm not going to say that it's the bull market when it's not. I know there's a lot of influencers out there that have been calling bull market since November, which in all honesty is one of the reasons that pushed me to this channel. It really had been in my mind for a while, and I just kept seeing all these people calling, bottom is in. We had influencers calling bottom is in back here. We've had influencers calling bottom was in back here. When the FTX crash happened, we had influencers saying the bottom was in back here. Now, this would be close. I do believe, though, that we have one last hurrah. Now, a lot of people, as a rebuttal, when I would say that I do believe we are still going to see a push for a new local bear market bottom. I have had a lot of pushback as far as, we would need a catastrophic event type of thing in order for that to happen. And, what are we looking at? We're looking at banks collapsing. We're looking at the most credit card debt ever. We're looking at housing market. We're looking at, the Fed continuously raising rates. Now, we're going to jump into a video that kind of deep dives into some of those selectively. I did just want to get this out there to kind of at least, talk about the USDC thing as well as SVB Bank and kind of what the expectation is there. So, a lot is going to happen on Monday. I do feel that that's going to be a pretty volatile day. That's when a lot of the USDC transfers are opened again. So, just go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you have not already. Stay up to date with all this news, and we'll try and get you all the information that we can as soon as it's available to us. I also do have a Twitter account that I'll be able to throw stuff up as if I get news as well. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, that's at the Crypto Savvy One with the number one at the end, not written out one. So at the Crypto Savvy number one. So, anyways, that's going to do it for this one. I hope you folks are enjoying your weekend, and I should have a video out tomorrow. If not, we're going to catch up on Monday, and we're going to revisit this situation and see where we are sitting. And hopefully by Monday, I'll be able to get a better idea as far as Elliott wave theory, what we're looking like in this pattern on the way down, or possibly up. We might be getting a little bit of a bounce. We're going to have to. I'm going to spend a little time kind of checking into that, and we will update you as soon as possible. Y'all have a great one. See ya.